What's going on, guys? Welcome back to ST Supercars. Today we are doing a video with a very special car. So this summer we've had the opportunity to drive three different and very unique cars. The first one was the M4, the second one was the Alpha, and then if we just kind of pop around here, you'll see the third one, which we're going to drive today, coming in, which is this nasty car. So yeah, gonna jump in it today, go for a little bit of a drive, record some sounds to see how it sounds, and yeah, let you know how it is. Hey, what's going on? I have just been out for a drive in this, just to kind of get used to it and see what the crack is. And now I've basically been given the reins to the car myself. So we're going to go for a little bit of a drive, talk about the car in general, and then my first and initial kind of quick thoughts on the car. So yeah, let's get a move on. So we're going to start off the car in the kind of automatic, comfortable economy mode. So we've got the aggressiveness of the drivetrain in efficient. I've got the dampers in comfort, and I've got the steering in comfort. So as it stands, everything is very, very straightforward, very kind of point and shoot drive. Obviously, as we go, I will be changing those settings so we can get a bit more aggressive, and we'll see what it's like. So first off, if I just talk through kind of what this car is about. So this is a BMW M6, it's kind of the flagship to the 6 Series range, and it features the S65 4.4 litre V8 twin turbo engine. In this car, it pushes out 552 brake horsepower at 6,250 RPM and around 680 Newton meters of torque from around 1,500 to 6,000 RPM. So it's got quite a wide band of the torque. The red line is just over 7,000, so kind of 7,250. And that was nice. And the 0 to 60 time as a stock car is 4.2 seconds. However, there is the optional compact on this, which is a £7,300 option. Ooh, so yeah, this car has stop-start as part of it, so the engine's just cut out, which is weird. So yeah, you get the competition pack is a £7,300 option, and as part of that you get the entire suspension refresh. So you get new springs, dampers, anti-roll bars, the active diff software is tweaked so it gives a little more play. Then you've also got the exhaust as well, so you get a Krapovich exhaust, and you get 20-inch wheels. So alongside all that suspension refresh, you actually do get an increase in power and torque. So power is taken up to 592 brake horsepower from the standard 552, and the torque goes from 680 Newton meters to 700 Newton meters. Now obviously I don't need to tell you that on the British roads 652 and 680 Newton meters of torque is more than enough. The compact will also take the 0 to 60 time down to 3.8 seconds as well. UK cars are matted with a 7-speed dual clutch gearbox, which offers 3 kind of modes of aggressiveness. So you've got your kind of efficiency mode, you've got your sport mode, which is kind of aggressive, and then you've got your very aggressive mode. So in terms of standard spec on the M6, I just want to start off by, this is without any options ticked, a £95,000 car. This is not cheap. This one in particular has got some very, very nice upgrades. So we've got the Bang & Olufsen upgraded sound system, which I think is around a £3,700 option. We've got the optional carbon ceramics, which I will show you once we've done this drive, and they have the gold caliper paint to signify they are the ceramic brakes. As standard though, you kind of get your professional media with this massive screen in the middle. You get a heads-up display. You've got your carbon roof. Obviously the engine comes as standard. The interior is covered with carbon fibre trim. This one also has the option of the soft door close spec, which is actually one of the cheapest options on the list at £325. It makes it very, very cheap. So yeah, I think that's enough of an introduction to the car. So let's see what it's like. So my initial thoughts after driving this, now in auto mode, is the steering is very relaxed. For such a big car, it really doesn't feel that big. It's quite easy to place on the road. It's quite easy to drive. The power in auto doesn't feel unmanageable. It feels okay. I mean, I'm able to use the torque there in that gear to kind of accelerate from 30 up to 60. No problems really. Obviously, if I really wanted to make a hoon and get on it, I could drop a couple of gears and that would be no issue. But what I'm going to do now, whilst we're here, is knock it, basically put everything into Sport Plus mode and the gearbox in manual. So straight away, you might be able to hear that. Basically, this car is now savage. As you can see, the noise this thing makes and the way it builds speed. If I'm being completely honest, this car feels so much quicker than the M4, so much quicker. So much quicker, the way it builds speed. I mean, in the M4 you knew you were going quick, let's be honest. But this is like warp speed, no word of a lie. Traction constantly kicking in, constantly wanting to get involved, but we feather it in nicely and then stamp on the anchors to really knock that speed off. Those carbon ceramics, they offer excellent pedal feel. And this, now we've got some adverse weather outside, the traction in this car is starting to feel a little bit limited. With the traction light appearing in almost any gear when you put your foot down, unless you really feather it in like this. But honestly, the way this thing builds speed, it's just ridiculous. So now we've got everything in Sport Plus, the steering is really, really weighted up. It's a lot more direct. It allows me to honestly place the car very nicely into a corner and kind of really judge, and you can feel that rear diff working its magic on the rear, trying to get you out. The gearbox is now much more aggressive. those downshifts are instant, and you go up instant, literally. But yeah, this car sounds bloody lovely. Even, yeah, this car sounds good. Basically, now we're just going to go and enjoy some relatively quick country lanes in this car. Not going to do anything too silly because the weather's suddenly taken a turn for the worse, but what I'd really like to do is kind of give you guys a feel of what this car's like to drive, what it's like behind the wheel. Obviously I've already discussed how now I've put the car into Sport Plus. The steering really has firmed up, so it allows you to really kind of pick the place you want to do it. The car doesn't feel anywhere near as big as it should do for such a big car. It is stupendous performance wise. That engine is a masterpiece. It sounds brilliant. Obviously completely different sounding engine to the 6-cylinder in the M4 I drove. I'd say it's probably not as much of an event as the Alpha in terms of noise and drama from the engine and exhaust, but this thing builds speed like nothing I've experienced before. I mean, I'm not even revving it out and it still sounds fantastic. The carbon ceramics, wow, they've got some serious stopping power. So what it really does mean is you can brake very late and very hard into a corner like that, place it in, get on the power, use that diff to get you back out the other side. So even from then, low speed, half throttle, if that, traction light, non-stop flashing, literally non-stop flashing. I think the one thing I would say about this car, as the fuel light prompts me to go to the petrol station and fill the beast. One thing I would say about this car though is that it isn't that practical for a 2+2. So before we started this video, there was 4 of us here and we tried to do a little bit of an experiment to see whether we could actually fit people in the rear, and essentially what we found out is that you can't. You know what, dynamically this drives very well, it really does. It makes it feel a smaller car than it is. It really does. On these kind of relatively tight narrow roads you don't feel out of place. I mean, I'm happy to drive it up and down these, which coming into this I wasn't expecting. Obviously comparing it to the 140, it's massive, but again, still doesn't feel that big. What I really like generally about this car though is just how premium it feels. So, you know, you've got the softer merino leather here, you've got Alcantara headlining all the way through, you've got lovely soft leather dash, you've got carbon fibre throughout the cabin. It just makes it that little bit more special feeling for me, a little bit more refined over, say, the M4, which, if I'm being honest with, I was a little underwhelmed. And one thing I would say is the optional £3,500 Bang & Olufsen system in this is sublime, absolutely incredible. It really is. But this car just sounds insane, honestly. Let's just go. Yeah, it's not every day you get to jump in a car like this, and I'm very thankful for the opportunity to get behind the wheel of this car and take it out for a spin and share that with you guys. It's not every day we all get to experience cars like this, and being honest, I'm just very, very lucky to be in here and driving this car. As I say, it's not every day you get the chance to jump behind the wheel of a car like this and really take it for a drive and experience what it's like. I've not got very long in this car today, so I'm now going to have to go back in and jump out of it. I will do a quick little walk around to show you the spec, the colours, some of my thoughts and opinions on the matter. But yeah, essentially this car is sublime. It builds speed like no other car I've experienced before, and it sounds incredible. I mean, it's not a light car at 1925 kilograms, which is actually 25 kilograms lighter than its M5 brother of the F10, which surprised me, to be honest. I thought this would have been slightly heavier, but it's not. That weight is never hidden. It's always coming across as a big, heavy car. So yeah, to wrap up the video, this car is absolutely sublime. I mean, for 100 grand, would I be buying this car? I don't honestly know. I don't know. I guess it depends what you want the car for. This is a really, really nice cruiser. It's very refined. It's very easy to drive, actually. It doesn't feel as big, but you could quite comfortably munch miles in this at some serious pace. Whereas other cars in its segment, maybe a little bit more raw, a little less defined, but I don't know, for 100 grand, when you've got cars like the Audi R8 V10 Plus Gen 2, you've got various Aston Martins, I don't know whether this is where I'd be spending my money, but still, it's been an absolute experience to drive. I just hope I've been able to get across kind of my thoughts and feelings on the car. This powertrain in this car is absolutely sublime. Honestly, I can't explain the gearbox with its 3 modes, the dampers with its 3 settings as well, and then the drivetrain with its settings as well, making it more aggressive, making throttle response pick up the steering heavier. It just makes it a fantastic all-round package, whether you want to go and cruise and munch miles, or whether you want to go for a B-road hoon, which I have just proved you can do. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this video, guys. If you've got any comments, leave them below. Otherwise, subscribe to the channel, as there's going to be plenty more content to come. There's going to be some more with this car. There's going to be some more updates with the on the 140, as I realise I've not really given anyone an update for a while on what the situation is with that car. Well, you know, it's been in for some warranty work. I've not really told you guys what's going on, so I'll give a bit of an update on that. And there will also be more content to come with the Boxster S as well in the short term, and then obviously whatever else I can pull together in the meantime. But thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you soon. Cheers.